JJK chapter 237 scans are officially out, and this chapter is just straight shocking. From Sukuna showing off his true form, to Kashimo finally revealing that cursed technique. Everything you could really want is here. If you guys enjoy my manga overviews and would like to support the channel, feel free to click that subscribe button as it really helps me out, and maybe even join my community Discord if that interests you. Anyways, enough of all that, let's get right into today's chapter. With chapter 236 ending off with Gojo literally being cut in half, Kashimo has wasted no time with jumping onto the battlefield. Before we get into this fight, I want to know what your predictions are in the comments. Will Kashimo manage to do some significant damage to Sukuna, or even finish him? Or will the King of Curses add yet another person to his body count? Anyways, gripping tightly onto his staff as he's flying towards Sukuna, the God of Thunder Kashimo has officially entered the battlefield. While looking up into the sky with a grin on his face, Kashimo then also notices something floating just above him and Sukuna. 203 meters above the ground, far ascending the two fighters, a figure is standing atop this massive block of ice. As we then get a closer look at this figure, it actually turns out to be none other than Oraime. She's just standing atop this massive block of ice as it's making its way down, showing absolutely no emotion on her face. With a pair of fresh Jordans then being shown just above her head, Oraime was in for a huge surprise here, along with us fans too. Kinji, the gambling addict Hikari, has appeared onto the scene and is ready to handle business. With Oraime just glancing over in surprise at him coming down from above, Hikari tells this bitch that he made a promise, and so he will not let her leave. While activating her curse technique Ice Formation, Oraime then basically tells Hikari to butt out, as he doesn't know anything about this. The thing is though, I truly meant that he was playing no games. Domain expansion. Initiating his idle death gamble immediately, Hikari is wasting no time with getting this fight started. As we see Hikari's domain forming around both him and Oraime, the ice block is also shown to be still falling from the sky. With it being just above Sukuna's head, the King of Curses simply reaches his hand out to it. Seemingly commanding this object that's emerging from the ice, this item begins to fall down towards the earth and Sukuna himself. As we faintly can see the shadow of Sukuna even catching the object too, ice begins to shatter down all above him and Kashimo, as the lightning god goes on to leap backwards in preparation. Making the realization himself too about this foreign object, Kashimo figures that the ice block itself actually brought down this item. Now scenes like this, I just really can't wait to see animated, because just imagine the absolute beauty it will be with ice falling all above these fighters. Anyways, with this ominous item finally being shown, what had emerged from the ice there was actually a cursed tool made specifically for Sukuna. The cursed tool's name? KAMUTOKE. While tightening his grip around this newly acquired tool, Sukuna's cursed energy begins to flow all around it as he's actually preparing to use it. Just like in the good old days. Using this cursed tool to strike lightning down which directly hits Kashimo, Sukuna is out here talking just like the old head he is. Back in my day. Yeah, whatever, old man, just don't choke against the lightning god here. Anyways, Sukuna then goes on to hold up this tool while doing some sort of CSGO knife inspect, probably just admiring the destruction right before him. The thing is though, that attack had absolutely no effect. With even Sukuna looking shocked at this, Kashimo is literally shown to just be crouching down on the ground, even having a smile on his face. While then calling out to his opponent while staring back intensely, the narrator goes on to explain what actually happened here. Kashimo's cursed energy is basically just electricity itself, so my man is not taking any damage from these electrical attacks. Did you become the strongest, or were you born the strongest? With Kashimo then asking this question to the King of Curses, our man is out there feeling just like Kenjaku with all of this ominous sounding questioning. While hitting another inspect animation, Sukuna responds that he doesn't actually know due to him being an unwanted child. I mean, damn bro, you could not force this information out of me, even if I was the King of Curses. With Kashimo then also reeling his weapon back too, he goes on to ask Sukuna how he operated without weakness. How could he relate to anyone else? I mean, how could he even love? Thinking back on his own life too, Kashimo admits that he himself was never even able to do these things, as he simply viewed every other human as fragile pieces of dirt. Tell me, is it lonely to be the strongest? Going on even further, Kashimo here is actually not just yapping, as this whole lonely at the top theme has been very prevalent between not just the series itself, but also the entire Gojo vs Sukuna fight. He basically asks if Sukuna believes that being the strongest does have its downside, which is that you will wander endlessly while all alone, desperately searching for a place to use your power. With Sukuna then pressing his cursed tool up against his forehead, all he has to say is that Kashimo is simply extravagant. Leaving Kashimo with a sort of confused look, Sukuna goes on to say that Gojo Satoru had that same exact greedy thought process. Let me show you then. Come forth, cursed spirit. As Hikari's domain can even be seen just above their heads looking like a black hole, Kashimo has finally cracked a true smile as the King of Curses is calling him forward. His 400-year wait to battle this king is finally over. Prancing into action on all fours like some sort of creature, Kashimo's eyes even wide out as he barrels his way towards his opponent. Then leaping into the air, Kashimo seems to go for an overhead strike on Sukuna with that lightning pole of his. This attack, however, was actually flawlessly parried, with Sukuna using his own cursed tool to deflect this blow. As the two fighters then leap back into their respective stances, Kashimo seems to throw his lightning staff away, as it is finally happening. Kashimo uses his cursed technique, Genji Kohasaku, which roughly translates into Phantom Beast, Amber. With his eyes widened out as he charges forward, Sukuna is then even shown to be very confused with what he's witnessing, as nobody else has even seen Kashimo's CT. Then giving him that gojo treatment, Kashimo strikes Sukuna with a blow straight to his face, as we also see electricity practically leaking from his eyes. Kashimo then very quickly leaps back as he goes on to rear backwards, seemingly preparing to unleash some kind of blowing or mouth attack. Now with all of this anticipation behind Kashimo's CT, the big reveal is that he actually is the pea shooter from Plants vs. Zombies. Unleashing this electrical scream from his mouth, Kashimo's face also seems to deform in the process, as it's then enveloped in cursed electricity. This attack actually hits Sukuna dead on his front, creating a massive explosion while also sending rubble flying everywhere. With the lightning god continuing to sprint forward on the offensive, Sukuna is also trying to create some distance here. He also goes on to joke and mention about how Kashimo's attack was loud, so I'm not really sure how to interpret this. Obviously, he shoots an electrical blast from out of his mouth, but the use of the Gana, as well as Sukuna's comment, makes me wonder otherwise. Anyways, with Kashimo then being shown to be now fully enveloped in his cursed electricity, this man has taken the form of an actual beast. With the narrator then going on to explain what is happening, apparently this Amber Beast technique allows Kashimo to turn into any single phenomena. By using his cursed energy to do so, Kashimo in turn also transforms his entire body, just as we're seeing now and with that previous pea shooter form. With a rightfully worried look then appearing on Sukuna's face, Kashimo's lightning-enveloped hand then appears in a flash, reaching out for him just inches away. As Sukuna then dodges this attack by dashing to the right, we actually see that Kashimo has shot yet another blast of cursed electricity, with this time being from his palm. The lightning god once again then uses this pea shooter attack to generate yet another electrical scream that we literally see Sukuna bracing himself for, eyes closed and everything. With this electrical projectile then slamming into Sukuna's face, Kashimo has already landed more than enough hits for his haters to scatter. With Sukuna then shown seemingly falling down from this attack, Kashimo the Smoke Demon continues to charge forward on his rampage. The narration explains further on his CT here too, so let me just read it for you guys. This curse technique is one that enhances his agility with the activation of electrical pulses in his brain. Sound waves are then synchronized with the material's vibration, allowing these electromagnetic waves to vaporize anything they contact. The only reason Kashimo is even able to do this though, is because of his body's transcendence, far past human limitation. The downside to this is also then revealed. As we've all expected, Kashimo will die shortly after its use. Due to it transforming his body and literally altering his physiology, Kashimo's body will begin to disintegrate slowly after its use, with this being super similar to Might Guy's 8 Gates. Anyways, something very odd then happens. With Kashimo then standing back in confusion as energy surges from all around. Something isn't right. A massive surge of energy then shoots up from all around Sukuna and into the air as Kashimo continues to just stand there, clueless as to what he's witnessing. This body can be recovered without using RCT, but it can only be done once. This time, however, it was intentionally stopped. Sukuna is now actually transformed finally into his true form, manifesting it in some odd, weirdly explained way. No matter though, with his transformation completed with him now bearing 4 arms, just what can the main cast even do against this true King of Curses? Also, with his physical appearance obviously changing massively, I want to ask you guys this question as well. Do you think Megumi has any chance now, or is that boy really gone? With that being the end of today's chapter 237, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. As always, if you enjoy my content and would like to support me, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, comment below your thoughts, and even join the community Discord if that interests you. Once again, thank you all so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a great day.